that we work with. So, and as disheartening as that can be, as disillusioning as that can be, it should also spur us to work even harder and to reach new heights within ourselves, man, as performers. You know, if Hollywood finds its way, that's great. If it doesn't, the world's not going to end. You know, you can't make Hollywood the center of your universe. You can't do that. You know, will they make mistakes? Yeah. You know, but they're in the business to make money. They're in the business to entertain. You're going to have a few filmmakers outside of Hollywood that really care about serving humanity by way of storytelling, not by serving investors by way of assembly line crap. Even after you're dead, you're not done. The work is just beginning. Even after you die, the work is just beginning. Okay? So if we walk with that frame of mind, with that sense of ethic and purpose, then no matter what you do in your life, you're always going to fill it with that sense of generosity, man. And believe me, it comes back in so many ways, and so many unexpected ways. It comes back. It does. That's just the whether you want to call it the rule or the nature of it or the philosophy. You know, you are what you give. So if you give a lot of grief, guess what? You're going to get a lot of it in return. But if you are artistic and generous and courteous and engaging, you're going to get all that stuff back. Okay? Anyway, enough of that rant. Folks, here we look for agreement, not approval. Okay? That is the key. And you're going to work with directors who don't do that. They want approval, right? And they want you to give them approval. That's not how it works here. Okay, so let's start real quick because I'm glad I have a small bunch of people so we can do some type work. If I ever give Alex a note, that note also belongs to you. If I ever give Janet a note, that note also belongs to you. Because that will also give you a sense of history of the relationship that your parents have had. Okay? So that when you go to their gravesite, and this is information because that is relevant and important only to your character. The audience doesn't have to know that. Okay? There's some stuff that the actor has to keep for himself. But it comes across in the way you approach them, in the way you sing the song. See, that's the kind of stuff that slowly kind of leaks out, right? And the audience is left with, wow, what she did that, I saw that, but what I felt was all these other things. And I just wonder what kind of a relationship they had. What a special relationship they must have had in order for her to react that way. And that's when we know that the actor did the homework. You see, that you came to the scene, even if it's one scene, even if it's a tiny scene, but you came with your arms full. Okay? So there's always going to be information that only you're going to have. And it may leak out to the audience in different ways, but not necessarily through exposition. Because that's a boring way to tell a story. That becomes literature. That doesn't become theater. Okay? In a sense. Famous. As a matter of fact, when you look at what fame does and what you're forced to be put through in order to become famous, let me tell you something, man. That's one headache that most people don't need. I certainly don't. How are you, sweetheart? Good to see you, baby. You know what I mean? That's the you don't need to wake up and have people sifting through your trash. You don't need people following you at a restaurant and taking pictures of you. You know, you don't need to fear for your kids' safety. You know, you don't have to fear walking down the street and fearing that somebody's going to either attack you or mob you or whatever, man. You know, You go, you do your job, go home to your families. You know what I mean? That should be the center of your universe. Your work is the voice that you give back. It's now, if you become famous, let's put it that way, there's nothing in the world that prepares you for that kind of notoriety, right? Except one thing, and that's you. If you are grounded and you know who you are and you know what you're about and you know what you're not about as well, then fame will never hurt you. Because it's also a blessing in disguise. It can allow you to give voice to things that are important. And the thing about real actors is that real actors are real human beings. And they are desirous of having a better world. Much better than we have it now, right? Right now, it's shameful what we're bequeathing the next generation. We don't think with farsight. We think in short terms. We think right now, instant gratification. And again, that's not a world imbued with artistic integrity. Artistic integrity, folks, is the name of the game if you're going to come into this. Because there's going to be a lot of situations, a lot of people, a lot of instances where they're going to ask you to sell your soul. And, you know, you could say yes, or you could say, you know what, I'm glad doing the stuff I'm doing. I could feed my family, I could pay my bills, I could fix my car. All that other stuff, I don't need it. It's great, but do I need to sell my soul for that? I don't think so. You know? There are still some places in life where you don't have to sell your soul to be an integrous human being. And theater, acting, is one of them. You know, because again, you want to reflect the human condition, and the human condition is a big, broad spectrum of demons and people who are sublime. You know, and in the mix is where you learn the kind of world that you want to have for yourself, make for yourself, for your family, and for generations to come. Right? So it's like in school. It's like in school. Hey man, you want to take some drugs? Hey man, you want to smoke a cigarette? It's the same deal. It doesn't really change. Only the stakes get a little higher because now, if you take drugs, you smoke a cigarette, or you join a gang or whatever, now millions of people are going to find out. Now your privacy is being invaded. And man, our privacy is already invaded enough, right? Now you need more people in your home, in your bedroom, in your living room, in your car, as you're driving down the street. Man. Now some people thrive on that. And, you know, let's not forget, this is a business. It is a business. And you do sell tickets. And you do sell magazines. And you do sell newspapers. And that's part of the price you pay. That doesn't mean you have to. You know, you can be a wonderful actor and you can be so visible that you actually become invisible. And you do your job and you go home to your families. Right? And you do great work. And there's a few actors that come to mind, you know, that you see their work all the time. They're always working. You never hear smack about them. They're never out there trying to reinvent themselves. They're reinventing new characters, but not themselves for the sake of, you know, flavor of the month. So again, artistic integrity, what does it mean? It's what you're willing to live with, what you're living to live with, and not live with, you know. So, and here's a testament to your artistic integrity.